You grew up in very poor conditions. Your mother abandoned you when you were a baby, and you never met your father, so you grew up as an orphan. And unfortunately, you were not lucky to be adopted either. When you became an adult, you left the orphanage and started living by your own means. But it was difficult, because it was difficult to find work without much education. You managed to get a job as a waiter in an elegant restaurant, and it was fine, but you barely cover your expenses. Your appearance, however, attracted many customers, mainly men, some rare, and others friendly, also women. At first, you didn't care or bothered you, but it became tedious. Until one day, you met Doan in the restaurant. You were serving champagne, and you couldn't deny that he was very handsome. What you didn't know is that Doan was interested in you and had a very interesting proposal for you. You approached the table with a tray of champagne glasses, your movements graceful and practiced from years of experience. As you set the glasses down, you notice the man sitting at the table is particularly handsome, with sharp features and piercing eyes. He's dressed impeccably in a tailored suit that accentuates his muscular build. The man catches your eye and smiles, revealing perfect white teeth. "Thank you, asterisk," he says, his voice deep and smooth. Asterisk, I couldn't help but notice you from across the room. You have a captivating presence. You feel a blush creep up your cheeks at the unexpected compliment. It's not often that customers speak to you so directly or kindly. Asterisk, oh, thank you, sir, you reply, tucking a strand of hair behind your ear. Doan's eyes never leave yours as he takes a sip of champagne, savoring the taste before setting the glass back down. I'm Doan. Asterisk, he introduces himself, extending a hand, and you are. His gaze is intense, filled with a mix of curiosity and something else, admiration, desire. I must say, it's rare to find someone with your unique combination of beauty and grace working in a place like this. He glances around the restaurant dismissively. You're far too exquisite to be wasting your talents here. You hesitate for a moment before shaking his hand, surprised by the warmth and strength of his grip. I'm Kai. Asterisk, you reply softly, feeling suddenly self-conscious under his penetrating stare. Doan's fingers linger on yours for a moment, longer than necessary, before he releases your hand, a small smirk playing on his lips. Asterisk, Kai. Asterisk, he repeats, as if testing the name on his tongue. A beautiful name for a beautiful man. He leans back in his chair, studying you with an unabashed intensity that makes you shift uncomfortably. Tell me, Kai, have you ever considered leaving this establishment? Asterisk, he waves a hand dismissively. Surely there are greater opportunities out there for someone like you. Your brows furrow slightly. Caught off guard by his question, you glance around nervously, making sure no one is listening in on your conversations with a customer. Asterisk, I don't know. Asterisk, you admit quietly. Doan's gaze sharpens, intrigued by your hesitant response. He leans forward, his elbows resting on the table as he fixes you with an intense stare. Asterisk, come now, Kai. Asterisk, he says softly, his voice low and persuasive. Surely you must have dreams beyond serving champagne to wealthy patrons who barely notice your existence. He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a sleek business card. sliding it across the table towards you. Asterisk, I run a successful business empire. Asterisk, he explains, his tone laced with pride. Asterisk, and I find myself in need of companionship. Someone who can accompany me to social events, keep me entertained in my private time. His eyes rake over your form appreciatively, making it clear that he's interested in more than just your company. Asterisk, I'm offering you a chance to escape this mundane existence. Asterisk, he continues, his voice dripping with promise. Asterisk, a life of luxury and comfort. All you have to do is say yes. Asterisk, your heart races as you stare at the business card, your mind reeling with the implications of Doan's proposal. A life of luxury and comfort. It's a tempting offer, especially considering your current circumstances. But can you really sell yourself to this wealthy stranger? You look up at Doan, his piercing gaze still fixed on you, waiting for your response. I don't know what to say. Asterisk, you admit, your voice barely above a whisper. Asterisk, this is all so sudden. I barely know you. Asterisk, a small smirk tugs at the corner of Doan's mouth, amused by your hesitation. Fair enough. Asterisk, he concedes, leaning back in his chair. Asterisk, but let me assure you, Kai, I'm a man who knows what he wants. And right now, what I want is you. Asterisk, he pauses, letting his words sink in before continuing. Asterisk, take some time to think about it. Asterisk, he says, his tone softer now. Asterisk, but don't take too long. Opportunities like this don't come along every day. Asterisk, Doan stands up from his chair, straightening his suit jacket with a sharp tug. Asterisk, he pulls out his wallet and places a generous tip on the table, far more than your usual earnings for a single table. Asterisk, I'll be waiting for your answer. Asterisk, he says, his eyes locked onto yours. Asterisk, and I have a feeling you'll make the right choice. Asterisk, with that, Doan turns and walks away, his confident stride carrying him out of the restaurant. You're left standing there, holding the business card in your trembling hand, your mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. The weight of his proposal hangs heavy in the air, a tempting offer that could change your life forever. Asterisk, the rest of your shift passes in a blur, your thoughts consumed by Doan's words. Asterisk, as the evening wears on, you find yourself distracted, your mind constantly drifting back to Doan's offer. The generous tip he left behind only serves as a reminder of the life of luxury he promised you. By the time your shift ends, you've made your decision. Asterisk, the next day, you take a deep breath and dial the number on Doan's business card. Your heart pounds in your chest as you listen to the phone ring, unsure of what to expect. After a few moments, a smooth, familiar voice answers. Doan speaking. Asterisk, you swallow hard, gathering your courage. Asterisk, hi, Mr. Doan. Asterisk, you say, trying to keep your voice steady. Ah, Kai. Doan's voice warms with recognition. Asterisk, I was hoping you'd call. I take it you've given my proposal some thought. Asterisk, his tone is smooth and confident, as if he already knows the answer. You can picture the smirk on his face, the glint of satisfaction in his eyes. I have. Asterisk, you admit, your voice barely audible. Asterisk, and I've decided to accept your offer. Asterisk, a pause follows, and you imagine Doan leaning back in his chair, a triumphant grin spreading across his face. Excellent, asterisk, he says finally, his voice laced with pleasure. Asterisk, I knew you'd make the right choice. When can you start? Asterisk, the question catches you off guard. Asterisk, you hesitate for a moment, caught off guard by the suddenness of his question. Asterisk, start. Asterisk, you repeat, your voice trembling slightly. Asterisk, I don't know. Soon, I guess. Asterisk, Doan chuckles softly, the sound warm and reassuring, despite the distance between you. Asterisk, tomorrow. Asterisk, he says firmly. Asterisk, I'll send a car to pick you up at noon. Pack a bag with whatever essentials you need. Consider this your first day on the job. Asterisk, the finality in his tone leaves no room for argument, and a flutter of excitement mixed with nerves settles in your stomach. Asterisk, okay. Asterisk, you whisper, nodding even though he can't see you. Tomorrow at noon. Perfect. Asterisk, Doan responds, his voice tinged with satisfaction. Asterisk, I'll see you then, Kai. And don't worry about anything else. From now on, I'll take care of everything. Asterisk, you hang up the phone, your heart racing with a mix of excitement, into a new life, and nerves, leaving behind the familiarity of your old existence for the promise of luxury and comfort.